G'day guys, it's Jake here. Nothing in this video is financial advice. Please do your own research when it comes to investing. Please be sure to check out my links below, including exchanges I use and social media content that I post. Alright, let's go. Before we go into the video, I'm going to share with you a book that I just finished reading today. It is called Henry M. Paulson Jr.'s On the Brink. This guy here is the Treasury Secretary of the US government, of course, and it's about the 2008 financial crisis, and then 5 years after as well, so going a fresh look after the crisis occurred to give his reflection about what he did. And yeah, this guy was on a lot of pump. He spent endless nights, barely got any sleep, and as you can, show you the back. And you can see the praise it's got. Washington Post, Wall Street Journal, of course, Forbes, Roger Lowenstein from author of The End of the Wall Street. And yeah, you had Bloomberg's Best Inside Crisis Book of the Year. And you see the price tag on the bottom there. But I didn't pay that much for it. I'm a bit stingy when it comes to books. Especially books like this, come across them. Got an op shop for about $1 I paid for this one. So 500 pages worth of gold, and I paid $1 for it. So you have to spend a fortune to make your, get your knowledge up there and understand the financial system, especially when it comes to these banking crises. And I mentioned 2008 because this is important to note that we're coming up. All right, probably 2026 is 18 years after the real estate cycle will end. Okay, 14 years up and 4 years down will start 2026 potentially after this great financial crisis happened in 2008, and that was a terrible 4 years down basically for the stock market. Not stock market, the housing market suffered for 4 years, but the stock market went down for about 2 years or so. So it got hit a lot harder, the real estate market. And yeah, study up, read this book. I thought I'd share that one. That was a good read. And I've got another one coming, Secret Life of Real Estate and Banking by Philip Anderson, the guy behind the real estate cycle, or the rejuvenated anyway. He basically brought it back to the 21st century and modernised it and made a clock out of it, and has a website. You go on there, become a member, and learn a lot more about it. But definitely worth a read, this book here, On the Brink. And we'll get into the video. I'll get into the video. The topic we cover is Bitcoin and the altcoins versus Bitcoin, and where we are heading. So where we are, what's occurred. And you see Bitcoin has had a nice rally there. Okay. And the past few days, if we go on the daily time frame, you can see boom, boom, boom. 3 candles straight up. One bearish one in between. These 2 bullish candles and bearish, and 3 bullish ones. We're getting to the top of this descending channel, okay? I've drawn this one out previously. Slightly adjusted it, right? Because we're coming up right now. If you look at the tops look very, very in line. Bottoms are a little bit out. This one's a bit out, but this one touched this one, this one, as you can see there, and we are coming up to the top. All right, so getting very close to the decision time, whether we break through or we reject and come down. All right, try and find support back at 61k, and then eventually, I don't think it's going to support if it comes back down here. It's come to 51 or thereabouts. Okay, that's definitely a level to watch out for. Got a cluster here, and potentially even lower to 41k. That's even possible. We'll see. And that is where the 100-week moving average is. Okay, so if we got the moving average ribbons, and it's on the weekly, you got the 100 and the 50 in orange, and the 100 in blue. So 100 is creeping up, and we're coming up, and it keeps rising. And obviously, it's right this yellow line as you speak at the 41k mark, but it's going to keep rising, and Bitcoin's going to come back to meet it eventually, I believe. whether it rises up to the 50K area, then we come back down, or somewhere in between, 45 area. Who knows? But I do see it coming back down this area, okay? Matter of time. As you did back in 2019 here, we came back down to it. And that was came back down and rallied up in mid to late October. See, it rallied, okay? So that was 21st October. Then end of October, it was bearish, and then eventually it dropped, okay? So it was bullish going in the end of October, which is quite common. And then it dropped back down to the 100-week moving average. The 50 obviously crossed above it. The bullish cross occurred, and the price went up, and then it came back down again. We had the hard landing. The pandemic was the recession. But if you had a soft landing, this would have been the bottom, okay? And, we had a soft landing. You say that, well, we haven't had any landing yet. So once we get a landing, it's a soft landing, I do think we can come to meet this 100-week moving average, wherever that lands in price, okay? Then you have the bull market support band. We are above it, very strongly above it. So we wicked, then bam, on the weekly. And we're at decision time. All right. We break this lower high structure. So these are lower highs, okay? And the thing is, where these occurred, okay, where these highs occurred, and why they're rejected from these lower high sending parallel channel, essentially. And the reason it did do that is because the labour market data comes out, okay? So at the start of the month, labour market data comes out. If you don't believe me, I'll show you. If you go to settings here, I'll show economic events. And when they come up, okay, there you go. So the USA. And we go on the daily, just to give you a pinpointed day that happened. All right, so if you go back and have a look. So you go to the start of the month, all right, and click a few, if you've got to go through a few of them. I think it's job openings there. Fed Chair Powers testimony. And there we go. There it is. That was March. So March 8th. All right. So not far from the top. So we had some days we rallied up, found a top, and then it rejected and came down. So that was after labour market print occurred, and Bitcoin didn't like it and came back down. And you can see there that it was higher than expected. It went higher, 3.9 versus 3.7 expected, and it went up. So it's bad. And Bitcoin went up and then down. So it tricked a lot of people. If you go to the next month, so that was March. If you go to April, I believe it was April, this one here, April 5th, yep. And you can see the data for the unemployment rate was less than expected. So forecast 3.9, but went to 3.8. Did have a drop there, okay. But we went up and then reject, came down. So very unusual there. And then we have May. I think it's here. Nope. There it is. May 3rd. We had unemployment rate, 3.9. Came in hotter than expected. So that was that one right there, May 3rd. All right. And that was the bottom. All right. We had shot up into this, had a high here and a high here. And we topped here and we came down. Why did we top here? Well, if you go to June, and if you keep going, whoops, wrong one. Keep going. Job openings should be here. That's June 7, right? Around here. And we had labour market data come out, and unemployment rate was hotter than expected, 4%. So it rose, and 3.9 was forecasted. And that's when we topped, which you can see that day there exactly, and then it just rejected and just fell off a cliff. All right, so that was labour market data, crucially important. And then we get to July. Now, there it is there. So July 5th, and we had hotter than expected. So it was forecasted at 4, and we got to 4.1. But Bitcoin shrugged it off. We wicked. As you can see the wick here, this purple candle, and then it shot up. So that was a turning point for Bitcoin, and it went up, okay. We get to August, and I believe it was this one here. Nope. Here it is. Guessing game. You can see there it was 4.3, but it was higher than expected again, and 4.1. So not good. Bitcoin just sold off, and it sold off and had a big drop here in early August. So did not like that print at all, and just went down from there. Didn't even reverse, went straight down. So hated the data. And we get to September, okay, and where are we? There it is, 4.2, and the forecast 4.2. So it went down slightly, okay, 4.3, and that was it there, and that was a turning point. See that? It got to the bottom of the range, and then it shut up. So that print right there was the turning point for Bitcoin. Funny how that happens, eh? And then we get to October now. All right, there it is there. October 4 and 4.1 it was, so stayed flat. And 4.2 was forecasted. All right, so previously came in at, okay, 4.2. Oh, I was wrong. 4.2, 4.3 previously. Okay, and then we get to October 4th, and we get a reading of 4.1. So it was better than expected. And we had it here, all right? And then Bitcoin went up a little bit and went down, and then bam. So these are major turning points in price. It's not accurate 100% of the time, but when it's crucially important, it does play a role. Set from the top here, the print came out, bam. The print came out, bam. The print came a bit later, and then bam, shot down. Print came out here, September, shot up. October, sort of sideways, then it shot up. Here, same thing. In May, shot up. Went a bit higher in April, and then it topped out, and went down. Had to go to the top of the range. March 8 went higher and dropped. But there's these recent prints have been very, very, bang on. So marking the swing points in price to suggest that we are at the top of this range now. And will we get a rejection if we get bad labour market data? If we get good labour market data, I think we're going to break through. All right. Bitcoin needs a reason to break through this low high structure. Break, retest, and then break all these highs, every single one of them. Come back down. And then bazooka all the way up the top. And we had money phase, okay, guys? So that is important data to look out for, okay? And need to really, really prepare yourself for it, all right? Okay, and this Bitcoin is very, very crucial. This labour market data, 1st November it comes out. It's going to be very, very telling to see where we are going, price. And if we get a bad print, we're going down. If we get a good print, we're going up. And this bull market, you can call it a mania phase, altcoin season, whatever, is coming to fruition very, very shortly. And Bitcoin dominance will top and altcoins will outperform Bitcoin. So these are, some turning points we could need to be looking out for, okay? So, above the bull market support band, which is bullish, is good. Above these two MAs, and they're bullish. 50 is above the 100 week. But, it's bullish for now, but we have to wait and see for that one. The risk metrics at 42, so a bit high for me. I'm not getting in this market yet. Way overheated. And I do want to see 30 and below, which is the 54 area. Okay, so it rises with time. That's around here-ish. All right, so not far away. And I'll be getting in the market, but it's definitely being very patient. We got really close. I think it was here 5th of August. I think it was 32 risk we got to. I was like, and then I did pull the trigger because it just wasn't at 30 or below. It didn't close 2 3-day candles, basically a week, within that 30 zone, okay? So, I didn't pull the trigger, and it quickly wicked up and took off. So, missed my opportunity to get in. So, a bit slow. We got Ethereum now, and that one there is just looking weak. We haven't even broke this high here. See, high, lower high, and even lower high on the weekly. It's looking really, really weak. I'll get rid of this economic data. It's a bit annoying. Get it out of the way. All right, so Ethereum now. And looking weak here. Lower highs. That consecutive lower highs. That's a cut. Rate cut happens, and we're getting really, really weak. And we're sort of hovering above this wedge that I've drawn from the low 2022. Okay. And yeah, it's looking very, very weak compared to Bitcoin. And looks like it wants to drop even lower. It just looks really, really, really weak, unfortunately. Ethereum, we've got a similar pattern that played out in 2019. Okay. We had a wedge, we had a breakout, and we came back to the wedge, and the rate cut happened. Went up a little bit higher, and then it dropped and fell off a cliff and went down. And we had the hard landing here. If you exclude the hard landing, ignore that one, we had a soft landing here, and it still went down, okay? So, yeah. No recession, and it still went down. So, anything's possible for Ethereum, and the altcoins will get smashed, okay? Get absolutely obliterated, and Bitcoin can still hold up all right? It can fall, but a lot less than the altcoins. I do see something that breaks out and then comes back down, and I've targets 1,500, and then $1,000. Worst comes to worst. But I reckon 1,500 is the time to pull the trigger. Because if it doesn't go to 1,000, then at least you got somewhere close. Even 1,200 is another target there if you want to draw that one, but it's up to you. Yeah, even the soft landing, I do see it coming down to $1,500. Now we go DXY, we go up the chain, and it looks like very, very bullish, which is why I haven't pulled the trigger yet. It's seeing the dollar rally. This is in the weekly time frame. It's a nice strong time frame, and it looks like it doesn't want to go down. You want this to drop, break support, for it to become a very, very, very bullish time for crypto and alts. But this is putting a bit of a stranglehold on the market at the moment, and until this breaks down, you can't really say anything yet. And it's very similar to what played out in 2015 going into 2016. So we had this choppiness, and then we came down April, and June, August, September, and then October. Going in late October, it rallied. And November, December, going into the new year in 2017, so it really rallied towards the end of basically Q4. And then it came down, had this trend line, and it broke it, and that was your alt season in 2017. Outperformed Bitcoin. We're not seeing that yet, but we could see something like that go to the top of this range, 107 or so, and then reject, and then bam, away we go. Bullish, bullish, bullish. But for now, nothing. We're bearish. And this MACD crossed here. Every time we get a cross, so we go oversold area, bullish, right, for the dollar against the old currencies. We had a cross around here, and it was bullish, and it dropped, and went sideways, and eventually went up. Divergence played out here. Okay. So as this price was going lower, we had the MACD go higher. So the MACD goes higher, this goes lower. All right. I'll draw it with an arrow over easier. This goes up, and that goes down. All right. And then we had another cross back here in 2020 and went down further, and divergence played out, and then it caught up and shot up. All right. So divergence does play a key role as well here, and went down, and divergence played out again. So you can get divergences, but in 2016, right, we had a cross here, clear as day, the MACD, and it went higher, and it didn't have divergence, shot up. So we're getting something similar. Had no divergence, similar period, choppiness, and here we go. We're shooting up like a rocket. As we speak, it's looking nice and bullish, the dollar against all currencies, and it looks like it wants to continue higher. All right, get to the top of this range. We can go a little bit, see it went a little bit higher in 2017. So it went a little bit higher there. We can do the same thing here, okay? Before, ultimately, alt season, all right? 2025. So that's what should play out. Next one, the USDT dominance. So my favorite stablecoin. And we're at support right now. It's upward sloping trend line I've drawn here. And we touched it, and we're going up. All right, we haven't broken it yet. So once we break this low, come back down to here, and it's all over for being for the bears. it is good for Bitcoin and altcoins, but bad for the the bears who are really bearish. We are getting an overbought area here, so it's getting a bit overheated on the MACD on the weekly. But yeah, it can still go up higher, as you saw it happen here. Okay, in 2022, it got a little bit overheated on the MACD, and we went a little bit lower, then it shot up. So it's not exactly accurate there. I did play it here. All right. Played out there. It did go lower. All right. That was bullish for Bitcoin and alts. This is pretty much the Bitcoin chart flipped on its head. Yeah. All right. Oh, the Bitcoin tops. That's where Bitcoin topped every time. Top, touched this trend line. And it rallied, okay, off this trend line. That was it. So he touched it here in March 2024. And boom. Here we go. So, yeah. Nothing to be too bullish about yet. Okay, as we see, this is bearish the short term until we break and go down. Put the bull market support band, and clearly we are slightly below it, but it looks like it wants to shoot up higher and regain and continue up to this level at 6.6 and potentially at 8%. That would be incredible if it got to there, but if it doesn't, goes to here. That's good enough for me. But yeah. Definitely still bullish on USDT dominance and Bitcoin dominance. We're going Bitcoin dominance, and we're still in QT, so nothing to be bearish about here of dominance. I'm so bullish on it until the Fed pivot and they start buying assets, and it's the top of dominance, and it goes down from there. But the Fed has an indicator that wants to buy assets because the economy seems to be strong, so why even bother? Something starts to crack, then I can see them stepping in. They've got no reason to do so yet. Okay, and it looks like that channel is respected, as you can see there, nice and neat. And we're shooting higher, and it looks very bullish on the weekly. And we are actually at a new cycle high. So this is broken the previous wick, and this weekly, if you go on the daily time frame, you can see this is a new daily high for this cycle. So it is breaking out to new all-time, not all-time highs, but cycle highs. Okay. And yeah, this is very good for Bitcoin dominance. I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. All right. It gets this box, and I think I'll start getting bearish on it. But besides that, it's still a fair way from it. It doesn't seem like it now, but I think it can play out really quickly. You know, you can see it drop like that, or going to shoot up pretty quickly, as it did back here. In 2018, it shot up pretty quickly. In 2019, and we had QE, and we topped, and then boom, there we go, down. And then we bottomed, QT, went sideways. I get the idea, okay? So this starts to drop, and we get the QE starts, and then that's when you should be buying altcoins. So getting ready to buy altcoins, all right? That is the time to get in, not when I'm in QT. I'll show what QT is, if you aren't aware. Here's his Fed balance sheet, okay? It's this chart here. So when it goes down, it favors Bitcoin over the altcoins. As you can see here, you see Bitcoin dominance goes up and this goes down. When it goes up, the Fed start buying assets, Bitcoin dominance tops, and it goes down. Okay, as you can see there, quite simple. Happened here. It started going down, right, durably, and it bottomed. And then Bitcoin outperformed and then went down. Right, it's heightened. That's what's happening right now. We're going down, okay? Back before that, it was going up, then sideways. So dominance went sideways and then down. And altcoins had a nice alt season there. So that's your alt season, right? From here down to the bottom. Verse 17. Here, 2021 to the end. Mid-2021, going into the end of 2021. That was your alt season, right? 1, 2. Now, we haven't got there yet. We're not there yet. So people screaming out for alts, Bitcoin breaking out. This is bullish. Don't get caught up in all the bullshit out there in social media. I'm sick of seeing it. I'm starting to mute these people, get rid of them from Twitter. I'm sick of seeing their posts. They just post the same thing over and over again. They're delusional. They just want more attention and more clout. So just anyone that's big and they just keep bull posting, just delete them, ignore them. And just grab a strategy, develop a strategy, and just follow it like a robot. And that's it. You should do all right. All right, that's the way you navigate markets when you invest. You build a strategy and you stick to it. And know what the news says and all the crap. You can use it to guide you to see what the sentiment is out there, but don't get tied up in it. And most of the time, someone like that, ball posting all the time, never bad posting, or neutral, or both sides. You know, I like being on both sides. I'm a bit bearish at the moment. I will get bullish next year. And you guys will see it, all right? I'll be just screaming at you to buy, but not yet. It's not the time. Bitcoin dominance is still going up. If you want to buy something, you buy Bitcoin. So I don't know why you want to buy altcoins when this is going up. It's not the time to buy altcoins. I'm telling you right now. Listen to me. This chart doesn't lie. Let's look at the charts, study the charts, and don't argue, all right? Others dominance, so the altcoins now. Look at this. We're going down. Down, down, down. And why are we going down? Well, the balance sheet I showed you on the chart, on the Bitcoin dominance, is purple or pink line, the Federal Reserve. When this goes down, so does others dominance. Others dominance goes down. Okay, from June to March, we've had a nice rally. Okay, whatever. We're going back down again. Okay, so that was short-lived. And then away we go back down because the balance sheet is not indicating there is support from the Fed intervening and buying up assets, all right, to support the financial system and step in and stimulate. Essentially, this is the way they stimulate. It's called quantitative easing. It hasn't happened yet, all right? It's quantitative tightening that's occurring right now, all right? And we're going down. We're actually coming close to the trend line right now. Every time we touch the trend line, you bounce off it. You bounced off it. So you bounce off it there. Here in 2020, boom, bounced off it there. 2019, bam. And obviously we started it back in 2016. So obviously bounced again here. That was your alt season. And what was happening in the balance sheet? The balance sheet was going up and flat, as you can see there. All right, up and flat. That's why it did well. All right, others against Bitcoin outperformed, this is outside the top 10, okay, these coins. And that went down, as you can see there, as the balance sheet went down. QE arrived right here. See where it pivoted from going down to going up. We bottomed and it went up. How hard is that to see? We touched it again here and then bam. When I figured this stuff out, I didn't know this existed until this year, by the way. So I follow a guy called Ben Cohen, and he explains this very, very clearly. And I love his analysis. He's been so right this year. He's been brilliant this year. And I just keep getting some of the stuff off him. So shout out for him. He's definitely inspired me and give me some confidence and give me an extra bit of analysis to add to my strategy. And yeah, it's better me as a head-on investor and just observing the markets and just waiting for the right moment to pounce. I'm going to go pretty hard. You'll hear about it when I'll tell you to get in. Well, it's not financial advice, but I'll tell you when I'm getting in, okay? So if you want to follow along, it's your choice, but you don't have to because losses can occur, and I could be wrong. So, yeah, just want to put it out there. But so far, bounce off this trend line every single time. QE arrived, like I told you, and it shot up. All right, outperformed Bitcoin. And the balance sheet turned, went down, and then what happened to others' dominance is going down. All right, so we're getting close to this trend line again. Will this hold, or will we break through and go lower? All right, this could play out. Just keep that in mind. All right, so just be very, very wary of that. I'll just mute it for now. And total 3 now. And yeah, look at this. Bullish. Breaking out of this downward sloping channel. But just need to continue up for the altcoins to really do well. Otherwise, bam, we're getting rejected and we look like we're going down, okay? It's not looking very neat. Looking pretty weak. And down we go. We're arrow for the Bitcoin bull market support band. And yeah, there it is there. And we are above it. So we have to wait for this to break. To firm bearish momentum to the downside. But so far, looking bullish. All right. Nothing to really say there. I do see it going to these yellow levels eventually. So 530 billion and 450 billion. All right, so it's quite simple. I've drawn this level. Touch here, cluster here, and that's where the downward sloping channel goes down. If I import the moving averages, you can do that as well. And this 100 week is starting to curl up. We're above the $450 billion mark. And yeah, it could come down to here to meet the 100 week moving average. And go back to 2019. I've just drawn this gold broke out. It's when gold did break out, okay, had a consolidation and it shot up higher. after this, and it topped for total 3. And we've gone down. All right, well, we're below the 100-week anyway. All right, came above it, went below it again, and went above it. So this is when it was below it, roughly. All right, we are now a long way from that. So it's a bit different this cycle. It's a bit stronger. But yeah, we'll see if we can do pull back to this 100-week moving average. All right, so where else we are? This chart is my favorite. I love this one. Total 3 minus USDT divided by Bitcoin. So basically, total 3 I just showed you, but against Bitcoin, all right, and get rid of USDT. And look where we are. Look. We are basically at this yellow line here in 2018 to 2019. From 2023 to 2024, flat support level. We broke down after the Fed cut rates, right? 1 month before it broke, then it went down consecutively, and we got to this level down the bottom in 2017, right before the big parabolic move up, as you can see there. So it put down these range lows. That's the 25% level, Bitcoin's market cap. So we got down the bottom, we came back again, and then shot up. That was QE, so it outperformed against Bitcoin. QT would be underperforming, and we're at this sort of support level now, and we're breaking down below it. It's getting a very, very bad weekly candle, very, very fat. Looks like it wants to drop, and head down to these levels down here, all right, which I've marked out already. And this will be the final move, I reckon, until we get to the bottom, and then that will be until QE happens. I'll mark a bottom, like I did here. Okay, in 2019, when the Fed stepped in and bought assets, and boom, there we go. Others Bitcoin. So as mentioned, others dominance, and yeah, we're getting close to the support line here, which we made back in 2023 in May. Get down to here. It's decision time, whether it wants to break lower and head down to these levels. December 2020 and 2019, September. Then we had November 2017, May 2017. So all these levels, nice, easy to see. And yeah, it's basically 70% down from 71% there from the top, all right, down to here. From this top here is 62%. All right. So we had the very, very high of the QT happened. We had it dropped 67%, rally 65%, and dropped 62%. Okay. Here, 68%. So it dropped from the top down to here. It's a very similar move here. 65% move up, 69% move up, 70% move down. And basically you're seeing 62%, so it's slightly stronger here. This could be a weaker move down to the lows 0.08, all right, which is around these levels here. Nothing's guaranteed, okay? Just showing you that one. So others are going to get smashed very, very soon. And ETH Bitcoin is looking really weak and it wants to go even lower. But I do have this trend line going up and up and up. Okay, so probably easy to draw like that. Okay, and it just goes up and up and up and up. You can see the trend line there. Take it off logarithmic. You can see it touched it back in 2019. We had QE and it went higher. And that was the bottom. ETH Bitcoin, same as the other ones. Anything up against Bitcoin, the Fed steps in, buys assets, that's the bottom. And they will outperform Bitcoin for all you know. All right, started from 2016. Got close here. Didn't actually touch this trend line, but got very close. Touched it here. And we're getting close to it again, okay, in 2024. So very, very close here, as you can see. And we get to the 0.035 level before bottoming out and QE happens, then boom, off to the races from there. Okay, time will tell. We'll have to wait and see for ETH Bitcoin to bottom. And then Sol Bitcoin, Solana Bitcoin. And yeah, got 1, 2, 3, 4 peaks, and then bam, away we go down. And reach the 0.003 level up here. It's high in March 2022. Came in March 2024, 2 years later, and then bam, we are going lower. Got the support level here, and then eventually down here. All right, so Process might take a bit to play out to get to this level. Could come down and then shoot up in 2025. Something like this. Gets down here. It tricks people and then goes up. All right. Stays high. And then it just loses dominance and goes down to here. And see you later, Solana. Solana is done and dusted. That is something we can look out for. And yeah, that is, I might get rid of this chart actually. And that is pretty well it for the altcoins versus Bitcoin. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I've actually changed the direction of my light. Put it above my monitor. It probably looks a bit more clearer. And I look brighter on the face. So I hope you noticed that one. If you didn't, I just told you just now. Yeah, I gave a book recommendation at the start to go read if you want to read that one. On the Brink. If you can find an op shop, you're a legend. Let me know, but very hard to do so. I just came across it. I wasn't looking for it. I just came across it in a local op shop. And it was $1. So $1 Australian. So dirt cheap, and it was a great read to look into the great financial crisis, how it all played out with the housing market. And it'll be very similar coming up to 2026 or so when that plays out. So something to read to get yourself prepared for what's coming in 2026. So that's why I wanted to go and get it and read it. And there's another book called Too Big to Fail, which is by Ross Sorkin, the guy from CNBC. He hosts there. And he made a massive book, same as this one. This is 450 pages. The one he wrote was about the same, but it was very detailed conversations between all the different people involved, bankers and Fed officials and government, all different departments involved. There's heaps of people. And yeah, that's a very good book too. Too Big to Fail. And On the Brink by Henry M. Paulson Jr. So yeah, check him out if you want to. And let me know how you went with them. But yeah, reading's important. You've got to do reading. Feed your brain. Okay, YouTube videos are good, but usually it gets repetitive. You watch the same people over and over again. You're not gaining any knowledge. So you got to go outside of YouTube. Either find stuff on YouTube that's different, or go and do some reading. Okay, and educate yourself about where we are and cycles or markets or whatever it is, financial stuff or health. Whatever you want to do. But your reading is very, very crucial. Okay, get off the screen and read a book. Or go get a Kindle and read off a Kindle. Either or, that's good. Anyway, that's a book rant. We have alt Bitcoin pairs, ETH, Ethereum USD, and Bitcoin USD, and the dollar and USDT dominance. And that was it. So if you enjoyed the video, please smash the like. Comment your thoughts below. Be sure to subscribe and stay updated. Check out my links below, and I'll catch the next one. Cheers. Thank you.